The topic that we present is transport and logistic issues and challenges in the developing countries. We are from Group 5 and this is our name and matrix number.
Transport and technology are essential for the economic growth and the social well-being in emerging countries. However, these nations face significant challenges such as inadequate infrastructure and outdated technology. By addressing these challenges, emerging countries can build sustainable and inclusive transport and logistic networks that will boost their economy and improve the life of their citizens.
Hi, my name is Deep and my matrix number is 2x6469. Now I'll continue the presentation with the transport and logistic issues and challenges in developing countries. One of the primary issues is the lack of skilled and qualified manpower. There will lead a lack of manpower to properly carry out the development work to meet the needs of the transport and logistic industry. Developing countries such as Pakistan often struggle with a shortage of trained driver and logistic professionals. This dearth of expertise leads to higher operating costs, as vehicles are not adequately maintained and optimal routes for transportation are not taken. Another challenge arises from the lack of adequate financial resources. In the Philippines, the government faces budgetary constraints which hinder improvement to the public transportation system. Issues such as aging public equipment, financial insecurity for operators, and limited accessibility for persons with disability remain the unresolved due to this funding gap. Next, the transport and logistics challenges in developing countries are the lack of regulatory reform to facilitate the industry. Pakistan, for instance, lacks clear and comprehensive regulation governing this industry. As a result, customs and trade procedures become inefficient and burdensome. Complex documentation requirements and inconsistent regulation inflate the logistic costs and impede the smooth flow of goods. Inadequate infrastructure is yet another pressing challenge. Insufficient investment in ports, harbors, airports, roads, railways, and other transportation facilities hampers the efficient movement of goods and people. For instance, Pakistan's urban transport system suffers from a lack of proper parking infrastructure, causing the inconvenience at public places like airports and retail malls. Similarly, Bangladesh grapples with inadequate seaport storage, warehousing, and material handling facilities. Lastly, pollution and environmental degradation emerge as significant challenges in the transport and logistics sector of developing countries. Transportation activities contribute to air and noise pollution as well as climate change. Vietnam, for instance, has witnessed severe air pollution in its cities, making it one of the most polluted regions in Southeast Asia. The adverse effect of transportation and logistics-related pollution pose significant risks to the health and well-being of millions of people. And that's all about the challenges and issue in the transport and logistics for the developing country.
There are 5 factors mainly contribute to the transport and logistic issues and challenges. The first factor is insufficient training and educational initiative. Lack of training and educational program. There are lack of educational institutions that provide specialized training in logistic administration and logistical operation. Other than that, lack of qualified professional. There are lack of qualified professional with the knowledge and skills to effectively administrate and enhance the transport and logistic activities. Next factor is a government budget registration and the lack of investment from the private sector. Government in developing nations often facing challenge in prioritizing among the various objectives while being constrained by their financial resource. This can lead to the insufficient allocation of the fund for the infrastructure development, maintenance, and operation expenses in the transportation and logistic industry. The private sector often allocate a minimal investment towards the transportation logistic infrastructure. This can lead to the insufficient funding for the transportation and logistic project. Consequence of the insufficient funding can lead to the delay in infrastructure project, increased transport costs, and reduce the competitiveness. The third factor is inadequate custom and border procedure, insufficient custom and immigration process, cumbersome administrative procedure, and overburdens of documentation, and the irregular regulatory framework at the international borders can impede the flow of the good and increase the cost. Consequence of the insufficient custom and immigration process are delay in trade, increase costs, and reduce the competitiveness. The fourth factor is the inadequate policy and legislative framework and the weak institutional capacity and governance. Inadequate transportation and logistic regulation in developing countries are often inadequate. This can lead to a lack of simplicity, coherence, and uniformity in the industry of the logistics and the transport. The last factor is geographical and constraint of the environmental. Developing countries often face the geographical and environmental challenges that make it difficult and expensive to the transport goods and service. Many developing countries face the challenge topography such as mountain, desert, and jungles. They can make it difficult to build a maintained road, railways, and other transportation infrastructure. Insufficient developed water routes. Many developing countries have insufficient developed water routes such as river and canal. This can make it difficult and expensive to the transport goods by the water. Many developing countries experience unfavorable meteorology circumstances such as extreme weather events, floods, and drought. This event can damage transportation infrastructure and disturb the transportation network.
Now I'm going to present about the solution to solve the issue and challenges faced in developing countries. The first solution is promote and provide adequate and appropriate training. The government can promote the transport and logistics industry to attract more students and individuals who pursue careers in this field. Transport and logistics companies can provide training opportunities for their employees, including online courses, to enhance their skill and productivity. The second solution is privatization. Privatization can help reduce the burden on government in developing countries by transferring the public entities to private entities. Privatization can improve efficiency, increase competitive advantage, and generate revenue for the government to invest in transport and logistic infrastructure. The third solution is enhance regulatory reform to facilitate the industry. Government can provide tax incentive to the transport and logistic industry to attract investment and stimulate growth. Removing unnecessary regulation and allowing market forces to determine rates can enhance pricing competitiveness and encourage new entrants to the industry. The fourth solution is inadequate infrastructure require government intervention, investment, and collaboration with the private sector. Government should increase infrastructure investment in transportation and logistics, including railway, highway, and terminals. Collaboration with the private sector through the public-private partnership (PPPs) can accelerate infrastructure development and improve efficiency. The last solution is infrastructure development, location selection, and implementation of green logistics. Government and industry stakeholders should invest in modern and environmentally friendly infrastructure to reduce the pollution and enhance the efficiency. Proper location selection for airport, terminal, and railway can minimize the negative impact on residents, for example, the noise, air, and light pollution. Implementing green logistic practices such as optimizing routing and improving inventory management can contribute to sustainability. This solution addresses the need for skilled manpower, financial resource, regulatory facilitation, infrastructure development, and environmental sustainability in the transport and logistics industry of developing countries. Implementing this strategy can contribute to the overall growth and effectiveness of the industry while promoting economic development. That's all for me. Thank you.
In conclusion, transportation and logistics play an extremely important role in developing countries. Only by addressing and facing these challenges and issues, the people in the country can enjoy a better life of quality, make the country competitive internationally, improve rural development, and reduce the poverty. And that is all for our group presentation, and thank you.